Get ready
Can
to
we
roll
talk?
off.
Can we talk?
Yep.
Are we good?
Say something, Kevin.
Hello. Yeah, I can hear myself.
Oh boy.
Alright.
God almighty.
Look at us.
What's happening?
Look at us.
Look at us
we're gonna
go.
move.
Oh, it's the fireworks.
We have a crack broadcast tonight. Here, let's go ahead and fix the graphics and stuff.
I'm
There
going to
we go.
add a lap here so y'all can get this loose.
Can you navigate ATV?
No, I couldn't remember what
There
to
you
turn
go.
my
Yeah, you
damn
got
car
it.
off.
Let's go to TV, what you call it, TV3. There we go. It all looks out of whack because it's all like stretched.
That's fine.
Unbelievable. All right, so where's my scene here? This is my first time producing it. This is gonna be completely off the charts.
Okay.
Move that off the
I'll clear,
screen.
get
I'm
lined up
working
where
on
you're
it,
supposed to
Kevin. Relax. Don't yell at me. All right, so there's our ticker. What else do we have? We got. Oh, that's
I got
not even
it.
close
Line
to
up,
being
guys.
on the center. Oh well.
That's
Look at the push
That's fine.
Let's see. We got the results. There we go. All right, we got enough. We're under yellow because we're pacing.
be. One more lap here. Make a black clear.
So I guess we could probably go. This is the starting
I'll get all the
lineup.
black flags
Supposed
at one
starting
time.
lineup.
Get called up and lined up.
For some reason, there's no positions there, but that's how they're lining up tonight. This isn't the Iowa 125 either, by the way.
No, it's not.
It definitely isn't. This is what we were given. But
Thank you, all 15 of you, for deciding to
Get in
put
line where
your
you're supposed to be.
time and effort into this.
but this is what it is.
Alright, we're gonna move this over.
I think those of us that got black
It is the
flags
Dirt Star 100. The broadcast is starting
Be
soon,
lined
but it's
up where
actually
you're
starting
supposed to
now.
be.
All right, Kevin. So you are going to be the main guy tonight. Are you ready?
Yeah, I think so. So we got, looks like
You need to
24
go to
to
your starting
time,
position.
and I believe we're gonna have
And I
27
will clear the
guys
white
here at
flag once
Eldora.
we get
Thankfully,
Be where
we
you're
came
supposed
here
to be.
last season for the All-Star race,
They got
and
a
the usage of the
DOL
track
game
was
because
pretty
of
much
where it
used
started.
up
Did-
by
did
the
you
start
need
of
to
the
talk to
race.
the back with the
They
other
decided
UL
to make
there?
this a clean racetrack. So the bottom will work for a little bit, but if you're familiar with Eldora Raceway, Eldora
Look at
Speedway,
this. Look at the quality of this.
man, it is great. But if you're familiar with Eldora, 24 degrees of banking on the very top, much less in the middle of the bottom. So eventually this high line is going to be the preferred groove, and we're going to see a lot of sliders, a lot of people using that wall basically as a crutch to get around this half mile. So going to be really funny.
Thank you, Zach, by the way, from Podium 2 at the raid. Great.
We love you.
Thank you, Zach.
Would rather have you here, but Pace Truck is off. Jacob Hayes, we mentioned it last week, and we mentioned throughout the season, won the All-Star race here last season, and he's going to be the favorite tonight. Already opened up to about 3-car length lead. Does that slider racing line through 1 and 2, and he's already opened up over a half-second lead. Someone into the wall. I believe that was the 54, Lance Ripka. They're already making contact. Davies Doobies and Spencer Dickinson get into it.
Oh!
Spencer Dickinson around, and he almost gets collected. There's another incident in the back. Blake Reynolds is in it. Seth Harrelson's in it.
Oh, God,
Josh
there's
Cottle's in
everything.
it. Matt Light is in it. And this is going to be something we see very often tonight. A lot of wrecks, and they're not going to be throwing the yellows for a lot of them. There it is for the first one. But we had 3 incidents. Dominic Corelli was involved in the third incident. Chris Davis was involved. Andy Trupiano. Tim Tripler is stuck in 1 and 2 near the tire barriers. There's a lot of stuff going on.
So Tim Tripler is pulled off the racetrack. Let's see if we can get an instant replay of what happened back here. So it looks like, if we could slow it down, Davey Davis in the 305. There's contact between him and Spencer Dickinson. Spencer goes up the track. Spencer's in the wall, and they all start crashing behind, and Davey just gets turned by the 63 of Drew Cox right here. And then nowhere for anybody to go. And that's going to bring out our first yellow of the race here, Kevin. So calamity early on here at Eldora. What a job was it. Oh, did he get through it? Jack Bailey got through that. Let me see if I can get it on board with Jack Bailey.
A little bit of contact there.
Comes through the corner. Sees the carnage happening.
Can you put it to live speed? Real-time speed?
This is real-time speed. Oh.
Is it really?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, my God. Yeah, he definitely didn't get through that cleanly.
Well, he got
Did
he got through it cleaner than everybody else. Here, let me do this, Kevin, to help you out.
Did we expect... Are you going to put it in Discord?
Yeah, I figured I might as well do that.
All right. It's up to you. But did we expect any less here at Eldora?
There
It was
you
a pretty big shit show in the All-Star race, and like I said, Jacob Hayes will most likely go flag to flag tonight. But a good so far. Got some up and comers. 16th to 7th. Brian Smith got around that big wreck. All 3 big wrecks, so he's all the way up to 7th inside the top 10. Jack Bailey, like you mentioned, Sean, is up from 23rd to 10th. Pile drove his way through that, and the car looks pretty good despite being in that last wreck. And I think these cars are going to be pretty resilient tonight. And long race, 100 laps. Pace truck is off. Jacob Hayes in that uniquely designed green machine. Dylan Wilson on his outside. Dylan gets a great restart, and he does have the preferred groove if he make it work. But Jacob Hayes does that slider, almost like a slide job maneuver to get to that outside line, and he's going to resume the lead. But Landon Huffman on that inside line, trying to make that work. Oliver Cordell on the inside line. Lance Ripko trying to rip the top in 5th. And they go clean, I believe, for the first lap of the race so far.
They are all over the place back here, so pretty much double file from second on back as the 54. Almost gets turned by Cordell there. Look at all the dirt flying. You're on board right now. Look at that. This is Oliver Cordell. I'm getting there. I'm slowly... Oh, he's in the wall. I'm slowly figuring this ticker out. They're still side by side down the front stretch.
Jacob Hayes already expanding his gap. Already up to 3/4 of a second lead for Jacob Hayes. Will definitely be the favorite today. Dylan Wilson, though, putting on a good showing in that Gobbler's Knob 77 machine, sponsor of his car this week, and at Talladega last week. So good to see new faces, new sponsors showing up here in the Windshield Deep League 3 seasons in. Landon Huffman in that ONEwraps machine in 3rd. Lance Ripka, normally don't call his name up front. He's in the top 5. Oliver Cordell currently all over his rear end, trying to take over that 4th position. He's someone we normally see in the top 5. Brett Pancari, another good run. Ran really well last week at Talladega Super Speedway. He's looking to keep that momentum up from his performance last Monday, and they're still side by side for 4th.
Look at Davies just working the very bottom of the racetrack here. We got to see what Davies seen. You're on board with Davey Davis right now. Dirt expert Davey Davis. If he's going to win a race this week, this is going to be it. Look at him. He's the only one just cranking the bottom there. Look at that. Look at the activity with the hands there. You don't see that very much, but Davey Davis is working that wheel.
Yeah, you know, Davey is somebody who I would say doesn't take this too seriously. In terms of iRacing itself, everyone knows of Davey's doobies, the stream. He has a lot of fun. He has sometimes a little bit too much to drink, but he takes this league very seriously, and he takes dirt very seriously.
Oh, we got trouble. Is that Eric Wilson down there?
Oh, did I just see a tire missing on a car? That was Eric Wilson, I believe.
What happened to Eric? The statute of limitations have not passed. Oh, there was a wreck.
Another one.
Is that Jack Bailey that was in it up here? Let's see.
Jack Bailey is still going.
So let's watch Eric. What happened to him? Oh, the 11. Oh, and then Eric with nowhere to go. Spencer Dickinson is in it again. And then Eric just... Yeah, Jack Bailey was in it. What happened to Jack?
Oh, not sure. He got back rolling again. He's a lap down. He's 1 lap down in 26th. There is an absolute just I don't even know what to call it.
Andy
a smorgasbord of vehicles behind Andy Trupiano. He just drove through this field last lap, and behind him you got side by side, nearly 3 wide, nearly 4 wide out of turn 2. Triplers on the bottom. Derek Nickel, one of the cars involved in that last incident, is in the middle. Spencer Dickinson on the bottom as well. He was involved in lap 1 incident. A lot of stuff going on. Like we said, this is definitely an event for the ages every single season. They did this last year for the All-Star race. It was definitely an event, and they're making it another fun one. But right now, you're leader by a staggering 1.6 seconds over the field. Jacob Hayes has set sail, and he's already starting to catch the back of this pack, Sean. Joe Penley's about to go a lap down. Dominic Corelli. This whole pack is. Let's take a look at the timing and scoring. 21.1 second lap for Spencer Dickinson. 19.6 second lap for Jacob Hayes. So he's a 1.5 lap faster, and he's coming quickly.
Jacob Hayes, as you said, Kevin, the defending champion of this race, just has these cars figured out as they're just all over the place over here. Look at this wad of cars right here. You got the 61 of Dominic Corelli going underneath everybody on the very bottom. And Jacob Hayes is going to be right in the middle of this very soon. They are 3 wide off of turn 4 here. There's Casey Pierce back here as well.
And I think we're going to see that maneuver he did on... Oh, he's spinning! I was just about to say, he's going to have to pull a lot of sliders to get around this pack. The Heinlein, like I mentioned, is the preferred groove as him and Derek Wilson get involved a little bit there. A little bit of a scuffle. But he's going to try and send it on the bottom and slowly but surely slide it back into that cushion. Chris Davis is sideways in front of him as well. Guys are all over the track. But once he catches back up to this pack, he's going to do the same maneuver he did on the initial start and on the first restart. He's going to go all the way to the bottom groove, and he's going to slide all the way up to the cushion. We'll see if he has enough room to stay on the top right now. He's going to get around that number 12 of Chris Davis. But he's got about 3 or 4 cars in front of him, Sean, and we'll see that maneuver, I would say, a couple of times. If he can stay on that high line, he will, but he's going to get around these guys as fast as he can if he has to.
Take a look here what the spotters are seeing with these guys. I'm going to make an adjustment here. There we go. So we can zoom in a little bit. And just look at the minefield that Jacob Hayes has to go through. He's done a good job as he's just putting sliders on everybody. But he gets through the pack, Kevin. He's got pretty clear sail. But these guys right behind him, Spencer Dickinson and all of them, they are just all over each other going into turn 3.
Yeah, and he managed to keep that margin between him and Dylan Wilson pretty close. And we have a caution. Someone's against the wall in turn 2. That is... Oh, he's going down the bottom of the track. That's Brian Smith. Oh, Jacob Hayes gets involved. Brian Smith did not know what to do with his car. Started rolling down the track and then decided to gas it up right in front of Jacob Hayes.
So
and I don't think he's going to lose any position, but he lost. I think a lot of these guys are going to get their laps back.
So let's see if we can figure out what happened here. So the 68 of Brian Smith, there he is. Not sure if I went back too far or not. So, it's the 11. It's Derek Nickel, but he's not the 11. Is he the 14? Is that the 14? He's not in the right number. That's Kyle Vergata. There he is. There's 2 11s in this field. So here's Kyle. He's the genesis of the accident. As he goes into turn 1, does he get hit from behind by Blake Reynolds right here? He doesn't. He just sends it way too far in. Just gets into the wall and gets hooked in it. Then poor Brian is nowhere to go but right in.
Keep it on Brian. He backs it up, and then he gasses it back up, and then I think he lets it go down again.
Oh, Casey
And then
Pierce.
Jacob Hayes tries to... You'll see Jacob Hayes in the shot right there.
Oh.
Tries to shoot the gap, and Brian just gasses it right in front of him. But thankfully, the way the timing and scoring with iRacing works, even if you slow down to pretty slow speed, we know this as competitors. Even if you're involved in a wreck, you don't lose your spot if the caution has just come out. So Jacob Hayes will remain your leader. Dylan Wilson in second, Landon Huffman third, Oliver Cordell fourth, Lance Ripka still doing a great job in the top 5. He's currently 5th. Brett Pancari 6th. Drew Cox in 7th. Blake Reynolds from the back is up now, showing in 8th. Drew Cox in 9th, and I believe the scoring is all over the place.
It really is.
Davey Davis now showing in 10th, but Ethan Tingler is showing in 9th. So it looks like Davey Davis will be 9th, and Ethan Tingler will be in 10th. Someone's missing now.
Well, no, it's all over the place because they're side by side, so that's why. But not that much. Well, considerable amount of damage in the back of Jacob Hayes. There you see as we zoom in. The only unique thing I have for broadcasting is I can do that. There you go. All right, here they go. They're going green here. Still side by side with Hayes and Wilson. Wilson to the outside. Hayes throws it to the inside. Oh, he hits the cushion. He's going to clear. What a move by Jacob Hayes. He's up to win this thing for the 2nd time in a row, man. Here comes Huffman to the inside.
Big loser on this restart as these guys still pulling sliders. Lance Ripka has now fallen outside the top 10. Didn't see who got into the side of him. I believe it was whoever was starting right behind him. So I believe it was Drew Cox. So Lance Ripka got hit in turn 1. He has now fallen all the way back to 12th. So there goes his track position. He's trying to recover on that inside line, but as we've seen, Sean, that outside line is slowly but surely becoming the more preferred through. He's trying to get underneath Casey Pierce right now. He's actually still battling for 12. Josh Cottle in that mix.
Oh, my
And they're about to wreck. Drew Cox and Ethan Tingler get into it. Pirouette in there. I think that's going to bring out a caution. Nope, they keep him going. People are piling in there. I don't know who that was. Someone piled in, but they're going to keep this going green.
Yeah, Drew Cox. Look at what a wreck. Drew Cox just got turned. Let's take a look at this from another perspective here on the front stretch. Watch this. Gets this turned by the 19 and then into the wall head on. Just goes up and over. Oh, what a crash. Seth Harrelson went under it. Look at that.
Seth Harrelson finally gets a stroke of luck in the middle of a wreck. He's in 11th. He started all the way back in 27th overall. Started 20th on the grid. I think someone was ahead of him that isn't in the race. But he started 27th on the grid, nearly into the top 10. But they're treating this like a road course almost, where it's got to be a pretty big wreck and in the way of the leaders for it to be a caution. So they're going to keep it green as much as possible. Look at these guys just riding the fence.
All over the wall.
I mentioned this to... I was in the other Discord, and I was mentioning, hey, I think they're going to basically run the wall like that.
Literally the wall.
They're going to be able to get away with it. Yeah, they're going to be able to get away with it. But regardless of how they're driving it, Jacob Hayes doing it right. He's currently about a second ahead of our new second-place driver, Landon Huffman, and Blake Reynolds is now coming into the mix.
There goes Landon into 1 and 2. But yes, Blake Reynolds, he's rooking the bottom here in that number 66. So he's making the bottom/middle lane work, and that's not all too often we've seen that. But Blake right now is just making that bottom lane work. Just go on board with him. See if he's doing anything different than these guys. It's been a common theme to see all these guys just cranking it, but Blake has been fairly smooth on the wheel so far. Look at him going opposite lock, too. That's insane.
Yeah, Eldora is an interesting track. The top line's definitely preferred once it's what's the word I'm trying to use? Worn in.
Right.
Once the track slicks off on the inside line. But that 3 and 4, the bottom in 3 and 4, I think is a little bit smaller of
the
a
71.
radius. Oh God, Tim Tripler's right in front of him. You can make the bottom work in 3 and 4. 1 and 2, pretty much the high line is the way to go. And I think eventually Blake Reynolds will have to make that move to the top side. But right now, Jacob Hayes still your leader, but the only person that really is making that bottom lane work, someone's in the fence. I think it's Tim Tripler. He's in the pit wall, I believe. He's off track. He was in the. He definitely hit the pit wall.
So he tried to bring it in and see if we can get a good shot of it. Tries to make pit road so tricky to enter. Oh, he misses the pit entry, and
I think that was what the caution was for, because RJ mentioned that he disconnected. So caution going to be out for the Tim Tripler machine hitting the barrels. And at this point, we're only 37 laps in, Sean. 17 guys, or 18 drivers on the lead lap. We've seen a considerable amount of drivers have a lot of issues in terms of wrecks, but we're already down to 18 of 28 drivers on the lead lap.
So there you see your top 10 on your screen. How about, we were talking about him earlier, Seth Harrelson back there. Has by far the worst luck in the history of Windshield Deep. He is doing a good job right now so far, wrestling that thing into the 10th spot. Casey Pierce and Andy Trupiano are also mired way back in the field, so it's good to see them bringing their luck up to the front here. But we got a long ways to go, Kevin. This is not Iowa. This is Eldora. This is old technology here, but we're trying.
We're working with what we got.
This is the budget broadcast here, so to speak.
This is we didn't have a producer and got this figured out in 15 minutes broadcast.
We didn't even get it figured out either. So.
We apologize to all 53 of you. We appreciate all 53 of you being here, but this is definitely not our A-plus crew. It's basically just me and Sean here. Last week, it was basically me, and I believe it was Zach Johnson for the first 20 minutes. Sam Watson decided to join us, and then Sean finally decided to join us. So,
well, I had a good reason. My microphone decided to break, so I mean, I tried. I got it fixed.
Got to get the budget higher. We got to get some more equipment.
Yeah.
Pace truck about to roll off here, Sean. We're going to be coming to 60 laps to go. Jacob Hayes still your leader, but Landon Huffman gets a great restart, and it looks like he's going to have the preferred groove. Jacob going to do that signature slide job maneuver. Landon Huffman, the dirt driver himself, he's pretty proficient here on the dirt tracks. He knows what he's doing. He's trying to do the same thing, trying to get underneath Jacob Hayes. Jacob Hayes going to have that preferred groove. Blake Reynolds trying to get into the mix as well, and they're going to be side by side from fourth on back.
Look at them. They're all over the place back here. Landon with the slide job trying to get ahead of Hayes. He looks like he's going to do it. Here comes Reynolds, but Huffman can have the run down the hill off the corner. He might clear, but here comes Hayes back to turn 3.
Hayes throws it in. Reynolds gives Landon Huffman a little bit of a distraction.
Oh!
Hayes is going to get turned, and that's going to cause Landon to get turned. Blake Reynolds had nowhere to go. Landon Huffman going to be stuck on that inside line. No caution. Going to get that car whipped around, and he's going to fall to the end of the longest line here, end of the lead lap. So shoot Landon Huffman all the way from second to about 18th position. He's got a long way to go to get back up to the field and only 58 laps to do it. And they're still trying to wreck in 3 and 4. Blake Reynolds is all over the place. Dylan Wilson in the mix as well. Oliver Cordell is in that pack. Here comes Andy Trupiano on the inside. Lance Ripka trying to get back in it. And they're wrecking in the back. There's a big wreck in the back of the field. There's a big wreck in the front. Spencer Dickinson and Brett Pancari around. Chris Davis is around. No caution yet. Still no caution. And they're not going to throw it. Landon is not happy.
They are yelling. There's Chris Davis. He's just chilling back here. Let's see if we can find. Let's see if we can see what happened there. So I'm watching Spencer Dickinson. So it already had. Why did it go to Dylan Wilson? See, we got the budget here. So Dickinson just destroys the wall here. I'm going to go back a little bit further.
I'll keep an eye on live.
You'll keep an eye on live, but let's see what happened. Here's watch Dickinson in the 6. Just sends it way too hard into the corner. Relies on that cushion too much, and that we just talked about Seth Harrelson. Man, there he is, right in the thick of it, right there.
Worst luck in the league.
Yep, he gets into it. The 23 of Matt Light gets into it, and there's the 68 again. There's Drew Cox. There's Chris Davis, and all over the place. Brett Pancari was on the inside wall there. Ugh, it's just a shame. You really hate to see that. Back up front, Blake Reynolds is under fire from Dylan Wilson in the 77. Look at him go.
Yeah, Dylan Wilson actually took over the second place position while we were under replay. He's making that inside line work for the most part, but at the same time, while these guys are battling, they've lost about a second to Jacob Hayes, and that's going to give Jacob Hayes the breathing room he needs to kind of rip this top line with no real threats. Even if he hits the wall, he's still pretty fast. He's in the low 20-second bracket while these guys behind him are in the mid to high 20-second bracket. So he's ripping off some really fast times. And despite Seth Harrelson being involved in that big skirmish in turn 1, he's still in 11th, and he's still on the lead lap, only about 7 seconds behind our leader. And he's catching Mason Maggio. He's doing a really good job here, Sean, on this top line. And it won't be too long, hopefully. I'm not trying to jinx the man, but hopefully he'll be back in the top 10 before we know it.
That little Scandinavian flick into the corner there by Seth Harrelson. He's trying. I mean, he's got a lot of damage to that car, but as we've talked about at length, damage doesn't really mean all that much here. As look at battle right here. Look at the Hunter-proof guy car. That's Oliver Cordell. Gotta get a shot of the hood of that car. Look at that. There's Dan. Hold on, we'll get a rear shit. There's Dan. Look at that.
Shout out to Dan.
Twitch.tv/Hunterproof guy. He's popping up all over the place, man. He's on the alts cars for the Carnomaly race. He's everywhere. Right now, this is a heated battle right here from Dylan Wilson on back. This is all the battle for third. We got Dylan Wilson, Andy Trupiano here. Oliver Cordell is here, and so is Casey Pierce. But Cordell is the only one really running that way low side here.
Yeah, does that slide job maneuver. He's probably learning that from Jacob. It does work. Maintains the position in front of Casey Pierce. Hits the wall once again. These guys are hitting the wall so much. And, I mean, it works. Casey Pierce makes the slide jump maneuver work himself. Put Casey Pierce into the top 5. Had to start from the back after winning at Talladega.
More contact.
After probably one of the most memorable finishes I've ever seen. Definitely one of the most memorable I've ever commented or commentated on.
What happened to Mason?
We have contact in the back.
Oh, Mason Maggio just hit. Landon got a piece of it. We're going to go back a little further here to this.
Landon Huffman, by the way, is already back up to 14th.
Mason just gets loose. Drew Cox avoids him. Landon is not able to. No caution, though. He's able to keep it going. It's been a struggle. This is getting tight up here.
For the lead, by the way, Sean. Blake Reynolds is only 2.5 tenths behind Jacob Hayes. He's making that bottom lane work. He was battling pretty hard for second with Dylan Wilson. Dylan Wilson is now 4 seconds off the lead, but Blake Reynolds has finally given Jacob Hayes a threat to be worried about in his mirror. Here comes Blake Reynolds all over the rear end of that number 1 machine of Jacob Hayes, and it seems like Blake is kind of keeping a little bit more straight through the corner, and it allows him to get a little bit better of a run exiting the corner on each side. Jacob Hayes pounds the wall. Blake Reynolds is all over the back of him, gets him a little bit loose. And this is going to be a great battle for the lead as we hit 44 to go.
Both of these guys very talented. How about Blake is just multifaceted on iRacing. You do it on oval, dirt, road, wherever you want. He's getting it done as he hits the wall there. That's going to cost him a bunch of time.
It scared me.
Ugh, scared me there for a sec. So, Kevin, you're a lot more, I guess, familiar with dirt than I am. So we're seeing this top lane getting way worn in. As I think, where would you want to run if you were these guys? Would you want to see if the... Oh, as Hayes is all in the walls. Here comes Reynolds. They both hit each other. But Blake Reynolds is going to take the lead. So where would you want to run if you were these guys? Would you want to stay on the top, knowing that the top lane is just going to get more and more worn in and slicker?
I mean, it's tough to say, especially these cars do not, despite being on dirt, and these guys are handling pretty well. These cars do not have official dirt tires. They will tomorrow on the new build, so that'll be fun to drive and have fun with. But typically, these heavier vehicles like the dirt street stocks, you want to keep the momentum high. So even if the cushion kind of gets worn out, if the bottom doesn't really work, you either have two options. You have to rip the top, or you have to basically hold the bottom. And I don't think at this point these guys are going to the bottom of this track. It's pretty worn out down there, and it seems like the more this cushion gets worn in, it seems pretty. There's still a little bit left on the exit of turn 4. They kind of can bring it back down. But in 1 and 2, these guys are all over the wall. That's pretty much all you can really run. If you go about even a car length, you can see these guys, even if they're a car length off the wall, it's pretty slick. So these guys are going to have to keep it right against the fence. Jacob Hayes almost does a slide job right into Blake Reynolds. This guy's still getting tied up here, but you can see he's pretty slick, even if he's a car length off the wall there, Sean.
Oh yeah, I mean they're just slick everywhere. we've been paying attention to the hands in these cars. We'll go on board with Jacob again. We'll kind of zoom out here a little bit so we can get a better view of the hands. Look at how hard he's working in that car to keep that thing straight. And these guys might have to unplug their wheels for. He's even turning right of the straights and flicking it into the corners. Look at that. That shows you just how hard these things are to drive, especially on dirt. But give a call to these guys. They're still battling each other with this. Here comes Hayes diving it in there. Look at this. He's going to hit the lap car.
Oh, that was so smart of
wow.
Jacob Hayes. Uses the leverage of the lap vehicle.
Oh, they're still hitting.
And he got the lead for a moment. 0.06 of a second margin at the line. Give that to Blake Reynolds. But Jacob Hayes came here to win, knowing that he was the favorite to start this event. He's trying to battle the coke driver of Blake Reynolds, puts Blake into the fence, and Jacob Hayes, your new leader. Blake trying to make that bottom line work with a slide job on Jacob. This is fantastic racing.
Look at this. Hayes might have overdone it. Reynolds into the back. He's going to push him forward. Oh, man, these guys are getting after it. This is awesome. Oh, they're wrecking it.
Oh! Who's going to be the leader at the line?
I don't know.
When the caution came out.
No
Let's see
caution.
What happens. Who
Now
was
the
that,
caution.
Ethan Tingler?
Now the caution's out. It was the 61, I believe.
Dominic Corelli.
Dominic Corelli, yeah, he's in the pits now. What the hell happened there? As there, he just gets into the wall.
Right in front of the leaders.
Right in front of the leaders, man. Let's see if we get a better view of this. So he's off the corner. And we just saw with Jacob Hayes, these things are just an absolute handful. Just gets into the wall in the back, and it just... along for the ride. They're the leaders. Blake Reynolds and Jacob Hayes going on by. But, man, what a race. What a battle by those guys. That was awesome.
I think that's when Landon and Dylan and the Windshield Deep crew decided to put Eldora on the season as a regular season race. I think that's what they were hoping for, is two drivers jockeying for position like that, lap after lap after lap. And so far, even though Jacobs dominated this event, Blake Reynolds has finally emerged into the top 3 or so. And ever since, he has been putting on a show to get back up to the front and passing Jacob Hayes and vice versa. Looking at the leaderboard, Jacob Hayes still your leader after probably one of the best battles I've seen in a long time at a short track, let alone a dirt track. Blake Reynolds in second, Dylan Wilson, your third place runner. Casey Pierce all the way from the back, all the way now into 4th. Andy Chupiano also from the back to 5th. Oliver Cordell 6th. Lance Ripka having a good run in 7th. Landon Huffman recovered all the way from 17th position after being in that wreck to 8th. Josh Cottle 9th. And Drew Cox in a damaged heap is in 10th. And your last guy on the lead lap is Spencer Dickinson.
Only 11 cars on the lead lap. There's Mason Maggio, Ethan Tingler's there as well, Davey, Brian Smith, Derek Nickel,
green.
Max Price, Chris Davis, Dominic Corelli, and Matt Light. So we'll get our camera working slowly but surely. There we go. We'll get this graphic off of there. We'll get the ticker back. We'll get that out. There we go. We'll get Blake's name out of there. We'll still get him out of there. Eventually.
Oh, slider by Jacob right in front of Blake Reynolds. He retakes the lead. Reynolds had it momentarily. For
he hits the
He's
wall.
going to make contact, and that's going to give Casey Pierce the opportunity to take the lead. He's going to try to do the same thing to Blake.
Look at Blake trying to squeeze through.
3 wide. 3 wide for the lead.
This is insane. What a job by Casey Pierce. Look at Oliver Cordell down there fighting the cars. They're going to turn number 3. This is getting crazy right now as Blake Reynolds still leading as they go across the line, and Jacob Hayes is still in the wall as they cross the start-finish line. Look at how close these guys are, and we just took the green, and they're still hitting each other. They're crashing.
Dylan Wilson's around. Dylan Wilson around in turn 2 by himself. I don't believe they're going to bring out the caution. Chris Davis just has nowhere to go, so he's stuck behind him. Our leader at the moment is Blake Reynolds. Big loser on this restart is the number 1 of Jacob Hayes. He has fallen all the way back into 6th, trying to get around Lance Ripka at the moment. He's going to stuff him in the wall. He's trying to get back into the top 5. Does that by putting him in the fence. But right now, the top 4 have set sail.
Oh, man, what an insane restart there as they're still hitting the wall. I think they reinforced the right side of these cars. They kind of had to. Oh, and Davey's in the wall back here. That's Davey and Mason Maggio. What happened with Davey and Mason? Let's see. Oh, the 19 spun. Davey had nowhere to go. But into the wall. Oh, that stinks. That's a bummer for Davey. He keeps it going.
This track is so rubbered in. It's so rubbered in right now. There's no grip on this track. Oh, Andy Trupiano, what a maneuver. Andy got screwed on that restart as well.
So we get a replay of that maneuver by Trupiano. Dives it to the inside. That's the 54 of Lance Ripka. He puts it in the wall, and he didn't really gain anything. Back up front, Blake Reynolds still leads Casey Pierce. Landon Huffman, though, is recovered. He stuffs his car in the wall trying to make the slide job on Cordell. But, oh, man, these things are just absolutely getting torn to shreds here at Eldora.
And I'm noticing, Sean, the only person that seems to keep their rhythm the same is that number 66 of Blake Reynolds. And I mentioned it when they were battling, him and Jacob Hayes. Oh, God, Landon's in the fence. Blake Reynolds keeps the car pretty straight throughout the entire corner, and I think it allows him to keep it off the fence. And you can see Jacob Hayes is dead sideways. The risk-reward for Jacob is pretty high. It's either really fast or he's in the fence. And right now, Blake Reynolds is doing the exact opposite. He's kind of keeping the car straight, and he's pulling away right now up to a 1.47 second lead over Casey Pierce.
There you see Hayes, though. We've been paying attention to the hands in these cars, just how hard these guys are working to keep these things, I want to say straight, but there's not been a car that's been staying straight the entire night. It's just been, look at this, just constant chaos. You're just tearing the wall down, ripping the right sides of the cars off. Oh, there's a crash. Casey Pierce. Casey Pierce went around. Let's see what happened there. I think he just got too acquainted with the wall down the back. Let's go to this cam. We should have a better view of it. Looks like Casey just gets too loose off the corner, just hits the rear end on the wall. He just gets stuck in it. He just can't get off, and then he spins. Very similar to what we saw earlier.
By the way, while we were under replay, Jacob Hayes has now passed Oliver Cordell and Lance Huffman, and he did not do it cleanly. Landon Huffman.
Landon Huffman, there you go.
Sorry. Isn't Lance Huffman like an old driver? I don't think it's someone else. I don't know. It doesn't matter. My mistake. But Jacob Hayes has now emerged into the second position. At what cost, though? He is now 4.4 seconds back of Blake Reynolds. Blake Reynolds, with 20 laps to go this next time by, is now emerging into some lap traffic. Eric Wilson and Dylan Wilson, father and son, in front of him. So he's going to have to navigate that. But right now, the battle for second still raging on behind Jacob.
Oh, and Eric Wilson takes the high line away from Blake Reynolds. So Blake is going to have to get a hold of one of them. As now Dylan Wilson is in his way. And Eric is in the wall. He's in the front stretch. He's in the racing groove. And they dive down to the bottom to avoid him. Except Andy Trupiano, he hits him.
Oh, there they go.
Caution is out.
Oh, someone else is in the middle of the track. That's Dylan Wilson. Dylan Wilson takes out Andy Trupiano, and I believe that was who else?
Casey Pierce is
Casey
there
Pierce.
too.
Goodness gracious, that was a little bit too late there.
Chris Davis is right there as well. Is that Chris Davis? I don't know. We'll see if we get a replay here.
I think Eric was back in the wreck as well.
So here's Dylan. He gets hit by Blake barely off the corner there.
Like just trying to rip that high line, trying to make his way around lap traffic.
Just trying to get around him. And then here comes everybody. Oh, and Andy has nowhere to go. Right down. Oh,
that collision shake, though. Gotta love that. By the way, 10 cars on the lead lap, and we're 83 laps in. We only have 17 to go. But attrition and these track conditions, you can see, look how rubbered in the track is. Normally in real life, if the track is rubbered in, I don't think they even have that feature in iRacing, but it's so slicked off. The track is so slicked off. The only usable groove right now is either the very bottom, especially at a turn 4 and on the exit of the corners more than anything, and the very top. So that's why these guys are ripping the top. Once the groove is pretty much gone here at Eldora, the top is the preferred groove. Something just happened. I think Andy Trupiano blew up. Did Andy blow up?
Hold on, did Jacob Hayes just blow up?
Spencer Dickinson was the one who blew up.
Jacob Hayes is very slow. There he goes. Spencer Dickinson, yeah,
he was on the lead lap. He was in 7th at the line. He's going to be done. By the way,
oh yeah, there it is.
Davey Davis was about 19th or 20th, one lap down, about 50 laps into this event. He made his way all the way past every lap car and is the lucky dog. He will be 10th and along this line. But what a drive by Davey. What a recovery for him. He was all the way back in the 20s at one point.
So this race so far, it's Reynolds, Hayes, Huffman, Cordell, Ripka, Cox, Caudle, Trupiano, Pierce, and Davis. This race has been very... I wish we actually had a somewhat capable producer of doing this race for us, because this has been a great race. But here we go. It's coming down to it already. 15 laps to go. Does anybody have anything for Blake Reynolds?
I'm not 100% sure, because Blake Reynolds has been fast. Jacob Hayes has been fast as well, but he's been more prone to mistakes. Green flag is out. 14 laps to go. We're going to have a heat, basically, finish here for the win. Blake Reynolds rips that high line. Lynn Huffman and Jacob Hayes having to rip the low line because of the restart. Jacob all over the front. He's going to stack it up. Oliver Cordell is over. Oh, Jacob Hayes is barrel rolling in 3 and 4, and the caution's going to be out, and that's going to be trouble for the number 1 machine of Jacob Hayes. Dominant the entire race, and he's going to be all the way now 10th. Last car on the lead lap as we have another caution here at Eldora.
So it looks like another one of those wall things. He just got stuck in the wall, and Oliver Cordell just hip checks him. And then everyone, oh my God. What a wreck. Look at everyone still piling in down there. Davies piling in the 54, the 19 again of Ethan Tingler piles in.
Tough break there for Jacob, but we were talking about it. Everyone's ripping this wall and basically slapping it to keep it fast. And I mentioned right on that restart, risk reward, and he's kind of played a little bit too much with it. Jacob Hayes finally gets stuck on that outside wall. Oliver Cordell has nowhere to go. Cam's getting a workout here.
Oh, and his throttle's stuck. You hear that?
I do not. But I'll take your word for it.
His throttle is stuck. It's just full mash.
Maybe the engine would have died almost. But he's still in the lead lap. He's in 10th. He is in 10th. And Outlaw in the chat is kind of correcting me, but I kind of mentioned it. I don't think when the track is this slick, I don't think iRacing models when a track gets rubbered in. I've been to Volusia, and I've seen that track get rubbered in. The bottom basically just becomes preferred. They don't want that on dirt tracks. It's not a really good, fun show.
Look at
Landon. They're not going to have that feature.
Look at Landon trying to intimidate Blake.
Are we going to get a pace car is off? Pace truck is off?
The pace car is in. Here
Looks
we go.
Like it, 10 laps to go.
There goes Blake.
Eldora. Green flag is out. What a great restart by Blake. He's going to have about a 3/10 of a second lead, 3 car length lead in front of this field. He hits the wall. That gives Landon the opportunity to catch him. Doesn't look like he's going to take advantage of it. And they're going to be side by side now for 3rd place in front of the field here.
Who is this trying to dive it in there in the bottom? That's Oliver Cordell. And Jacob Hayes is still there. He's trying to make his way back up around David Davis. This car was flipping. a couple laps ago, and he's still trying to make passes. He's going to gain 2 spots off of turn 2 as Cordell gets loose ahead of him. He might gain 3 as Reynolds still leads into 3 and 4 as that low line might be starting to develop down there, but I just think you can't really make up too much ground down there at this stage.
Yeah, Oliver Cordell trying to make that very, very bottom of the exit of turn 4 work. He seems to be doing okay. It's definitely not the preferred lane. That outside line still is. And Jacob Hayes is now emerged into 6th. Davey Davis in 7th. Oliver Cordell trying to make it work on that outside line now. He's in 5th. Here comes Jacob Hayes on that inside line. Does the slide jump maneuver right in front of Davey Davis. And this might be a good move for Davey. He's into the top 5. They're wrecking underneath them and put Davey Davis in 5th for a moment. Now Jacob Hayes is in 5th. Now he's disappeared. Where'd he go? He's off the track.
He might have gotten DQ'd.
Oh, no.
He might have.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
I don't see Oliver Cordell on the track either.
Jacob Hayes is disconnected.
Oh, man.
Oh, you hate to see it.
6 laps to go. Does Landon Huffman have anything for Blake Reynolds? We're getting a comparison of the hands again. Let's see what Landon's doing in the car. We'll zoom in a little bit. Landon's absolutely tossing it in there, using the wall to his advantage. And just absolutely opposite lock on exit. Let's see what Blake's doing. Blake was a lot smoother. Blake, look how used up the track is. That is something we rarely see here at Eldora on iRacing. But man, these guys are just all over the place here as we come down to 4 laps to go, Kevin.
Yeah, 4 laps to go here at Eldora. Almost 100 laps on this worn-out surface. But these 3,400-pound stock cars killed the surface pretty early, and these guys are having no choice but to run this high line. Blake Reynolds doing a much better job of being smoother, and I think that's going to be the difference here, Sean, between these two.
I think Davey just got DQ'd.
Oh,
Davey was in 5th.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's a shame. Why'd they have limits?
I don't
Why'd they
know.
have incident limits? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
I'm not sure why they would have done that, but all right, well, yeah, okay.
Landon is trying anything he can to get some type of speed in his car, but it's just not working right now.
Well, your new top 5. Your new top 5, Blake Reynolds, Landon Huffman, Andy Cipriano, Casey Pierce would recover after being involved in an early incident, and Josh Cottle started 26th up to 5th. Good run for Josh. Through 3 and 4.
There's Josh Cottle. Give him a little bit of love here as they come down to the white flag. 1 lap to go for Blake Reynolds. You get the white
Another
flag.
Retiree.
There it is.
Oliver Cordell, he also got DQ'd, but like you said, Sean, 1 lap to go. Blake Reynolds has a 1.1 second lead. Just got to keep it smooth here, keep it out of the wall. Looks like he's going to do that through 3 and 4 for the final time. And in the number 66 windshield deep machine, Blake Reynolds is going to slide across the line, and he's going to win what the hell is the name of this race? The dirt something. The dirt, whatever the hell it is. 100 here at windshield deep in the ONEwraps Cup class.
There he goes, the Dirt Star 100.
Dirt Star 100. Thank you.
There you go.
There it is. Dirt Star 100. Very short event. 45 minute show for you guys. We apologize for the technical difficulties. We did not have a producer tonight, but I think Sean did a good enough job. Look at Blake getting on the podium here. Let's get Blake in for an interview. Let's see if I can find his ass.
He's
there.
There he is.
Boo.
Oh, Landon's pushing him out of victory lane. Landon went to victory lane.
This is my spot. This is my show. We'll wait for Blake to unmute his mic. I'm not sure why he's muted. Blake Reynolds, you drove through the field pretty much because you had no choice. But tell us about, A, that battle with Jacob Hayes for those 5 or so laps and eventually pulling away. And B, tell me about the track conditions, because it seemed like it was pretty much impossible to drive anything but the top.
Yeah, it was really hard. The very bottom could work, but only if you did out an entry. You had to slide up to the wall from center to the end. Landon's mad at me for, I feel, no reason. I could not stop. I turned him, apparently, but he was wrecking with a car, and I could not hit the brakes because we're on the slick. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So I guess now he thinks he's won the race. He's being a whine at, so.
Oh!
I don't know. But, yeah, it was a fun race. I enjoyed my time. This car is amazing here. I will definitely run this again. And if we can get these cars working at any dirt track, I'll run it. That was fun.
Well, great news for you. I think you're going to like this. They are putting dirt tires on this car starting tomorrow, so we might see more of these events. What?
I'm aware.
Oh, okay. I think you said not anymore. I was like, oh no, I'm
There's a
just making up
buzzkill there.
lies. Yeah, but yeah, man, this event. When you got into this race, did you think that Jacob Hayes was pretty much gonna run away with this, or did you think he had a shot? Because he was pretty fast in the All Star.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch the All Star at all. I just my first laps were in here on the slick, and that's all I ran. And then my first lap on any sort of good dirt, good fluff was in qualifying and in the start of the race. So I feel like I didn't have that good of an understanding of the car until halfway through the race when the top really started forming in. And then I saw Jacob running that berm, and it took me maybe 10 laps to figure out how to do it. And really, I would compare it to Denny Hamlin's Darlington line. I was parking entry, running high, and then gunning it through the center, and then babying it off. Denny Hamlin does that in 1 and 2 really well in the Xfinity car, and really any car who runs in there. That's what I would compare it to right there at the end. But another win in Winchell Deep.
Well, hold on, Blake. Now, I'm looking at the Twitch chat right now, and Landon says, and I quote, in all caps, Blake took me out, and I still almost beat his ass.
Can we get a lap on that? Maybe we can review it.
What lap was that on?
It's not going to change. It's not going to change anything, but
I really don't know.
we'll stir the pot a little bit here. We'll give our thoughts on it.
What do you mean he almost beat me? I don't remember him catching me a single lap.
Oh. That might be something to carry over to next week.
Which, let's look and see where we're at next week, Sean.
If I run, obviously, after
we're at Rockingham. That's our wheelhouse. We're not going to be able to race because we'll be in here, but that should be a fun event. We like Rockingham.
We love Rockingham in this household.
Yeah, that's fun.
So that'll be a fun event. A little bit longer race, 135 laps at the Rock in North Carolina. That'll be an event.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going short track race in the next 3 weeks. We got New Smyrna, Richmond, and Wilkesboro on the docket, on the
proverbial docket,
on the calendar for the rest of the season. But good job, Blake. We appreciate your interviews. You're very honest and you're very upfront. So we appreciate you talking that shit to Landon. And now we're going to bring Landon in, so you can leave. I'm going to try.
All right, go ahead.
What?
Hello?
Kevin, you're really bad at this.
Well, he moved and then he came back in. Where's Landon? There's Landon. Landon Huffman, you're in the booth. Sorry about your second place finish. I think you're a little upset at Blake. Would you like to talk about it?
Blake ran me over. I still almost beat his ass. He's always gripping the top. I'm like, yeah, you got to look farther than the car in front of you.
Well, he said to your almost beat his ass that you weren't catching him at all in that final run.
Yeah, I've gotten freaking 4 or 5 wrecks since he wrecked me. My car looked great when he dumped me. Look at it at the end of the race.
There it is.
Yeah, we're looking at it right now. It looks very pretty, despite having a shit ton of damage.
It's killed.
You're just piling up the arguments this week, Landon. You're both on the actual track and in sim.
I know. I can't catch a break. Can't catch a break. It is what it is. I could have incident pointed him out. He was close, but I didn't. I should have just bodied it off in there and gave him an instant left.
What was the incident limit, by the way, tonight?
30, and Blake almost had 30.
We had like 3 people at the end get disqualified. Davey got disqualified. Jacob got disqualified, and I think Oliver got disqualified. So it's a shame for those guys.
I got in like 3 wrecks, and I still only had like 16, and I hit the wall a lot. So I don't know. It was fun. I mean, it was to be expected. Well, that's all right. At least I came back to second. I mean,
you had a good points day.
Blake wrecked me, but it is what it is. It was still fun.
There was one thing I was kind of focusing on was the amount of like wheel you had to put into these things. Like everyone, and no matter whose onboard we went on, they were just sawing at the wheel. Like, were these things that difficult to drive, or did you have to put just a boatload of wheel into it?
I feel like they were harder to drive this time around than they were last time we raced these, but I don't know. The problem is they just wheel lock the wheel lock, so you feel like you're good, and then you have to turn the wheel 180 degrees to the right, and then 180 degrees back to the left, and that's when everybody gets in trouble. But it was a lot of fun. I mean, I know people were upset, but it was still entertaining at least, and I had a good time even though I got wrecked.
Are we gonna see? We're gonna see more of these in Windshield Deep. These dirt races.
We did have someone requesting Knoxville.
I think Knoxville would be better in these.
I think Knoxville would be better personally. That's my request.
There's less. I think you'll have less like up against the wall. It's just hard because, I mean, you don't really try to hit the wall, but you kind of have to like be up there if you're going to be fast. At least it feels like it anyway. But Knoxville should be better. I think Knoxville would be fun. We'll have to see next season. I still had fun coming back through the pack. You could pass if you were smart. You just had to set them up. But I got into Oliver a couple of times. And one time I was running from Jacob because he had everything, including the pace car, I think. But, you know, when I seen that, first of all, you don't put that type of green on a race car and expect it to end well. Clearly, that was a mistake on his end. But you'll have that in big-time auto racing, I guess.
Well, at least you had a good showing at the end. Like I said, you had a good points day. You and Andy both did. So points race is going to be a little bit closer. Now it's a 1 point gap between the two of you. I believe Andy still has the point lead by 1 point. So going into Rockingham, that'll be a fun battle to keep an eye on.
I think we're actually tied because I forgot to take Talon out of the one where he got relegated to the end of the lead lap. And I realized that tonight. So, yeah, I'm 1 point. I have one more point, and so does everybody that finished behind Talon. So third on back on the lead lap of the Lanier race.
We'll have to keep an eye on that next week. I know it's been a fun battle between you and him. Hopefully you can end his 2-season streak, get yourself a title. You've been a winner in a lot of these races, but you haven't been a champion yet. So
I really don't want to pay Andy's rent again. So yeah, I'm trying really hard. So Blake, you know,
So modest.
if I wouldn't have finished second, then you know, I was going to ban Blake from the lead. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. You know, Blake just
Unreal.
shows up and affects a points race. You know,
yeah,
just whenever he wants.
it
Big
is
time
what
Coke
it is.
racer. You know.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
That's just the life he lives. And we're just that's his world we're living in.
All right, man. I think we're going to let you go. We're going to finally end this stream. Sean's, I think, a little bit worn out already, even though it's been 50 minutes. He's giving me the standing, so I think he's ready to go.
Chat, can we give a round of applause, however you want to do that, for Mr. Sean Butler? He took the reins tonight, and we almost didn't have a broadcast of this Dirt Star 100. So clap it up for Sean. He did a great
Oh,
job.
shucks.
Been working overtime here in the booth.
Yeah. By the way, Sean, you're hired.
Thank you. Appreciate
All right.
it. Just give me more than 10 minutes to prepare next time. It might have been a
We had
little
a
better.
20-minute grid tonight. Those of you that are in the chat. So
The grid was longer than the race.
yeah, it was fun.
All right. All right, we'll see you next week.
All right, bye.
Landon Huffman, everybody, always a fun interview. We're gonna end this because the title of the race is not even right. The Iowa 125 official results. Get the results back on the board.
I can't edit anything. I don't have.
You can't put it back.
I don't have the authority. Well, I can put the results back, but I don't have like.
Yeah, put the results back. I want to go over that. Look
There
at
you
that. The Iowa 125, aka the Dirt Star 100.
I was very. I mentioned that during the race. So.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm just making fun. Blake Reynolds, our winner. Landon Huffman, second. We're very aware of that. Andy Trupiano had a good event, finishing in third. Casey
Quietly
Pierce
finished
recovered
third.
to finish fourth. Yes, Josh Cottle. What a run for Josh. Finishes fifth. Lance Ripka also ran up front all race, started up front as well, finishing in sixth. One more car left on the lead lap. 7 cars overall. Drew Cox finishes seventh. Ethan Tingler, I don't know how he ended up in eighth, but he's going to end up finishing eighth tonight. Derek Nickel in the 11 finishes ninth, and Dylan Wilson, 1 lap down, also will finish in the top 10.
There goes Max Price there, finishing 11th. Davey Davis and Chris Davis finishing 12th and 3rd. Tough break for Dave. Davey was in 5th before he got DQ'd. That's a tough one. He was on a career run there. Brian Smith finishes 14th. Oliver Cordell 15th. Jacob Hayes will come up in 16th. Mason Maggio 17th. Spencer Dickinson involved in about as many incidents as there were laps in this race. He finishes 18th. Eric Wilson 19th. And Dominic Corelli 20th.
Rounding up the rest of the field, many laps down. Joe Penley in 21st, Matt Light 22nd. Seth Harrelson, another tough week for the 07 machine, will finish in 23rd. Brett Pancari involved in an early incident as well. He will finish in 24th. 25th, Tim Tripler. Kyle Vergata, 76 laps down, will finish 26th. Grayson Ward, didn't even really see him much tonight. He ended up 27th. Jack Bailey, 28th, will be our last score driver of the event.
Strong run by race control and official.
Yeah, official. He almost had him there.
Good
for that
job by those
29th
guys.
spot. But I think that will do it for us tonight. Next week, we'll hopefully be a little bit more organized, and hopefully we'll have a little bit longer event. 125 or 135 laps at Rockingham. Rockingham always puts on a great show, especially in these 87 cars. Tune in next week on the Windshield Deep Twitch and Facebook page. Approximately 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, 7 Mountain Time, 6 Pacific. I don't know what the other ones are. But tune in then. You guys know when to be here.